Hi everybody, Dugraz here with Dugraz Reports. Apparently, I'm really bad at estimating vacation expenses. A couple of months ago, I made a video talking about our upcoming trip to the UK and Sweden, which has now happened. And as a part of that video, I estimated how much I would need for various parts of the trip. In the section about miscellaneous expenses, in other words, expenses that can't be covered directly with points and miles, I said this, but I estimate a total of $1,750. However, the actual expense was $3,048.75. $1,750. That's a difference of $1,298.75 when comparing my estimate to what the actual expenses were. So in this video, I'm going to talk about where I got my estimates wrong. I'm also going to spend a fair amount of time talking about this guy right here, the Aeroplan Mastercard issued by Chase Bank, and how it kind of became a hero and prevented my family's budget from taking a big hit. Before I dive in on this particular YouTube channel, I talk about finding epic value, including, but not limited to, credit card rewards for the average American. Does that sound interesting to you? If it does, please subscribe to this channel and please click the thumbs up button. Let's dive in. As I go, you might notice I'm not looking directly at the camera. That's because I'm looking around the screen for different figures I need to reference. The first one I'll mention for things I estimated poorly was the park and ride expense. We stayed at a Hyatt hotel, a Hyatt Regency in Minneapolis, which is where we flew out of. I live in central Iowa, so we had to leave a car there, stateside. I knew it would cost some Hyatt points, and I estimated $50 for the park and ride expense. I was very wrong on that. It was almost triple. It was $142.14. Next, we'll look at meals that we eat out, and I had estimated $600 for meals in the United Kingdom and Sweden. It actually came to $927.14, so I missed that by over $300. And I probably should have known better, because if you look at my spreadsheet here, every time we ate like a full-blown sit-down meal, all four of us, it cost around $100 pretty consistently. This one right here was at the Hilton. We ate twice and it was charged to our room, so that comes out to around $100 each time. So yeah, $927 for food. So I was way off on that one. Moving on, for tolls, subways, basically public transit and getting around, I had estimated $150. It was actually more than double that. Transportation came out to $364, and that's excluding the park and ride, excluding the rental car, which I put in a separate category. So I guess I wasn't very good at estimating that. I will mention I put all of our public transit on my Air Canada Aeroplan Mastercard, and I'll come back to why that is in the near future. Not all of it, but as much as I could. For attractions, which is like sightseeing, I listed $200, and I missed that by more than double. Actual sightseeing expense was $430.65. And then last but not least, the rental car. This is the only one where I overestimated the expense. I had estimated $700. We were actually able to secure that by $467, although that was partially offset by having to pay a fee at the Heathrow Airport for driving through the drop-off zone without permission of $52. That's a story for another time, perhaps. By all means, feel free to pause the video if you see something on the spreadsheet you want me to comment on, and just ask about it in the comment section down below. There are three other categories that I didn't account for at all. One was snacks. Of course, with two junior high age boys, you have to have snacks available, and that cost us a total of $80.37. For some reason, I didn't account for gas. If you get a rental car, of course, you have to put gas in the car, and that totaled $185.93. We only used a rental car for the portion of our stay when we were staying in Wales. In London, we didn't use a rental car. So it was only 4 days of rental car, but we had to get from Heathrow in London to Wales, drive and see a bunch of things, and then drive back. And then the last one I didn't account for was miscellaneous, which could be just about anything. You'll notice there are 4 entries here for paid toilets. There are places in both the United Kingdom and Sweden where you have to pay to go to the bathroom. So that plus several other things. I had to get a travel bag. I didn't have good quality carry-on rolling suitcases, so I bought 3 of those. We had to get some SIM cards that would work in Europe. The total there was $450.80. So the entire cost of our trip that was not able to be paid for directly with points was $3,048.75. Of course, that excludes all of the lodging and all of the airfare. Coming back around to the part about the Aeroplan Mastercard and how that plays into the whole thing. So many of you probably know that the Aeroplan Mastercard, while it might be great for Air Canada flights, it also has a feature that lets you pay yourself back on travel expenses at a rate of 1.25 cents per point. In future years, that'll be capped at 50,000 points a year, which would get you $625 of travel expenses that can be erased via the pay yourself back feature. But this year, in 2023, that is uncapped. There is no limit to how many Aeroplan points you can redeem with the pay yourself back feature. And that's allowed for points earned as Aeroplan points themselves or points transferred in from Chase. Now, in my case, I do have the card, obviously. I'm holding it. I signed up for it a few months back. I transferred 130,000 Aeroplan points last month on the second to last day of the month of July 2023. And you might wonder why I did that. Well, at the time, it's expired now, there was a transfer bonus of 20% for transfers from Ultimate Rewards to Aeroplan. In addition to that, if you have the card, you also get a 10% bonus on any transfers of 50,000 points or more. Yes, those do stack. So in my case, I'll put up a screenshot here. I transferred over 130,000 Ultimate Rewards to Aeroplan. I got 26,000 points from the 20% bonus, and I got 13,000 points from the 10% bonus for having the card. Functionally, those points I transferred over were a 30% bonus. You erase travel at 1.25 cents per point. So 1.3 times 1.25 means of that grouping transferred, I'm functionally getting 1.625 cents per point for miscellaneous travel purchases. Now, I would say as far as canceling travel for things like buses, trains, subways, tours, those kinds of things, being able to wipe those out at 1.25 cents per point, 1.625 cents per point functionally is pretty good. Now, in my case, that means I have 169,000 Aeroplan points due to the transfer. I also earned 50,000 points on the sign-up bonus. The sign-up bonus has since changed, but when I signed up, it was 50,000 points. I had a little bit of natural spend, but adding that all together, I'm sitting at 228,000 Aeroplan points. So I can wipe up to $2,850 in travel charged to the Aeroplan card using that pay yourself back feature. So I'm going to do some of that now and let you watch me. Okay, I'm already logged into my Chase Aeroplan card rewards dashboard, and I've navigated to pay yourself back. And now it's letting me choose which ones I want to select. Here's the park and ride expense. We've got a few unrelated things. This Southwest flight had nothing to do with my trip to Europe. Here's some light rail, which is part of the London train and subway system. Anything that says LUL or TFL is related to trains, subways, and buses in London. Now, I did notice it only lets you select a maximum of 5 items per order. So I'll have to go through and do this kind of one at a time. But some others that you'll see on here, the 2 meals we charged to our room at Hilton because, well, it charged as a travel expense, not a meal expense. I can erase that. Here is some public parking. This is the bus we took in Sweden to get from the airport to our motel. More local parking. Stroma was a company that did cruises in Sweden, like a day trip to see the ocean and some archipelagios. The Odin is the hotel we stayed in. We bought some snacks in the lobby. There's the rental car and Uber expense to get to the airport early in the morning on the way home, and a tip for the Uber driver. So I've got quite a few things I can pay myself back on. So I ended up redeeming a total of $1,356.23 in travel expenses from the Aeroplan Pay Yourself Back feature, spread out over 5 different transactions, and it only lets you select 5 purchases at a time. I'll also briefly note that I have the Capital One Venture X card, and I had just a few of those public transport charges on there. So I used their travel eraser at 1 cent each to erase $36.97 worth of charges. So I've taken my $3,048 of expenses down to a much more manageable $1,655 and change for the total amount that I spent on miscellaneous things for my UK and Sweden trip that couldn't be covered directly with points. I've got some ideas how to cover that. Now, if you've watched this channel, you know I do not use my personal family budget to cover travel. That needs to be fully accounted for so I can truly say I traveled for free. That's important to me. Maybe it is for you. Doesn't have to be. I do have a travel savings account in my Charles Schwab online account, and it's got in the neighborhood of $2,000 in there right now, so I could cover that remaining $1,600 from there. I don't like to dip in that much. I could use penny points, cash out more Chase points at a penny each. I have the business platinum card and business checking with Amex, so I could cash out Amex points for a penny each. Really don't like doing that, but I could. I could cash out Citi points for a penny each, or I have a stack of Wells Fargo points around 100,000, so I could cash that out for a penny each. I do have some other options, but those are just some things on my mind. Let me know if you have a suggestion on which of those I should do. I will have some bonus content in just a second, but if you're about to skip out, I will remind you, please subscribe to this channel if you found this to be helpful, and click the thumbs up button. Bonus content. So when we flew to England, we had a layover in Amsterdam's Schiphol Airport and then went on to London. We flew on KLM, and when you fly on KLM business class, you get these little blue ceramic houses, blue and cream. They're called Delft houses, and you get 1 each. We had a family of 4, so we got 4. But actually, I had asked the stewardess early in the flight if we get them, and she's like, "Oh, yes, do you like them?" And I expressed interest and excitement. And as we left, I think she sensed I was excited, so she gave me a gift bag, and in the gift bag were 2 more of the Delft houses. So if you know anything about these, like how much they're worth, what I should do with them, I'm not really sure what I should do with them, but put a comment down below and let me know. As always, may your spending be frugal and may your points be plenteous. Thanks for watching.